Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here. I've just been working on my thank you cards this week, and I thought I would film a short video on my thank you cards this month, just so if you end up getting a thank you card, these are for December orders, and I'm mailing them out in January. So if you ordered from me in December, you'll be receiving a thank you card from me hopefully soon. And I just wanted to share with you how I made them this month. I actually made two different types. So here are the butterfly shaped ones. These are super cute. I made them in a bunch of colors, so I'm not sure which color you're going to get, but they are super fun. I'll show you how to make them. The cool thing is they open up. All right. And then the other type I made were these types where you've got this butterfly hanging off of the front of the card. And that's also super cool. And I made them also in a whole bunch of different colors as well. I did 5 different color combinations, and I think they're just really beautiful. And so I'll be going through and showing you how to make both cards. Neither one of these cards is hard to make, so they'd be really cute if you needed to make multiples, because I tend not to make multiples of cards that I am not going to enjoy making. So I love these cards, and I made them using the beautiful butterflies bundle. And I know we've had butterfly bundles before, but what makes this particular bundle unique is this die up here. Let me just pull this off for a second. So this die up top here has this unique part that allows us to easily create that butterfly card, and also allows us to create that front flap of a card. So that is super cool. So I want to share with you how to use this, and then how to put my particular card together. So if you are interested in getting the beautiful butterflies bundle or anything else this month in January 2025, I do have a host code, so I'm just going to pop that up here really briefly. And if you spend at least $50 with me this month, you will be getting the Sunny Days iridescent dots sent to you in February. In addition, Stampin' Up, if you spend at least $60 or increments of 60, Stampin' Up will send you a celebration reward for every $60 or $120 you spend. And there's different levels of rewards, and you get to choose them. So don't forget about that incentive as well for ordering. It's also a great time to get the starter kit, so please reach out to me. If you're going to be spending close to $100, there are some better options for you to get the starter kit. And the starter kit does not mean that you have to do classes or teach or do videos like I do. You can be your very own best customer and just enjoy getting a discount. So I do have a page. Won't go into great detail. I've done a video on the starter kit. If you go to cubiesquest.com/join, there is a short 5-minute video there on the starter kit that I did earlier, and it answers some of your questions. I have a frequently asked questions page right there that will answer a lot of your questions. And then if you still have questions, please reach out to me. I can be reached at brendaQstamps@gmail.com. All right, let's put all of these things away, and I'm going to switch over my camera, and I'm going to show you how I made these cards. All right, so we're going to be making this card, and we're going to be making this card. And for those of you familiar with card making already, these cards both started off with just a regular card base, and so I just cut a sheet of cardstock in half, and this one measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it in half at the 4 1/4 inch mark. Now let's do this card first, this one with the front, a butterfly flap. So for this one, I don't even bother and I'm not going to fold the card base right away. I'm going to grab my stamp and cut and emboss machine. Maybe just scoot out just a little bit. Okay, good. And we're going to need our platform and cutting plates. So this one, you're going to need your base plate number 1, your thin die adapter number 2, and then a bottom clear plate, and then a top clear plate. But first we have to put stuff in between. So what I've been doing with this particular one, I'm going to line up my plates, and I'm going to put my card base right along the entire length of that. And then I'm going to grab my die. And just one little trick with this, the first time I did this, this little die has these little, I don't know, it's going to freeze in. Let's see. Okay, right here, there's a little line on the die here, and also one over here. Don't put those lines on the score line. You want to have them past the score line. So just, if you can see my little indent, I don't know, you probably can't see that. My little indent of my score line, you can see it on either side of here. Just make sure that little line on the die is just a little bit past that, just like right on the edge of the indent, but closer to this side and not this side. And I'll show you why in a minute. I think I hope I still have one. Maybe I threw it out. Yeah, I might have thrown it out. But if you don't leave it on, maybe I can still dig it out. No, I think I cut it apart. I was going to leave it as a sample for you so you could see, but what happens is it creates a rough edge if you don't line it up this way. So you want to line it up so it's centered from side to side, and that little tiny line is just beyond the score line. Okay, once you have that situated, got everything sliding around, and I've got an ink pad tower here, so I've been working on these cards. Once you've got that all situated, and you want to make sure it's straight, if you want to, this is probably a better thing to do, is just pin down your piece with a little bit of this labeling and cover up tape, and that way it's not going to shift during the scoring process. Then we're going to put the second plate on top, and we're just going to roll this through. Okay, so now what I like to do with this card, I'm going to just finish this off real quick. We're going to cut this outer frame away. So I'm going to flip over my piece, and I'm going to find the score line, and I'm going to cut beyond the score line. So just right on the outer edge of the score line, and then I'm going to connect up that piece, and that's going to cut that away. And then on the other side, it's the same thing. I'm going just beyond the score line because it looks better on the front when you do that. And I just didn't cut all the way through. And okay, there we go. And that piece, you can just throw that away. And I'm going to turn this over. So this will give you a nice smooth edge if you have those lines beyond it. If not, you might see, if you haven't pushed the die far enough, you're going to see kind of a ragged die or score line edge right here. And you can avoid that if you put your die a little bit further. And then this just folds along the score lines like that. And that is your first card base. Now for the other one. For the one that is the butterfly shaped one, you're going to take that same card base, or a different card base, and you're going to fold it. And you're going to want to, here, I'll do this on here. You take your bone folder and smooth down the fold because we need that fold flat. Okay. Then you're going to put your card base on here. And the fold is up at the top here. And this time you're also going to put that line just beyond the edge of the card. You don't want it on the card, just beyond the edge. Once you like how that looks, you can also pin this down. And then we're going to run this through. And this one, you're cutting through 2 pieces of cardstock. So you're going to want to run this through, and then you're going to run it through back. Depending on how tight your machine is, you might even want to do it a third. Go this way and then back. Okay, so let's see how this did. So we're going to peel this off. Okay, so this right here looks like it didn't cut all the way through. So it cut through the bottom but not through the top, and that's okay. Just keep your piece as it is, and this time we're going to have the cutting surface is up, and we're going to go through and do this 2 more times. And we're going to concentrate right here on the center, because that's where it didn't cut. It actually cut the frame. So hopefully now, when we do this, it will have cut through. Okay, so moment of truth. And if it still didn't cut through, then we will do it 1 more time. So let's peel this away here. And let's see how we did. So we might have to go through and do this 1 more time just to get the back. So we can do that. So let's just cut away this part since we don't need that anymore. And let's take this out here. And you know what? I think what might have happened is I think the piece, the extra piece from here got stuck in my die because I actually had, so what happened was the cutting surface didn't reach all the way. So if you do that, if you accidentally do that and you end up not having a good cut here, I'm just going to show you how you can piece this back in. And for me, because I had that extra layer from that card, it just couldn't possibly reach because it can actually cut through the 2 layers. So I'm going to place this back and we're going to do this 1 more time. So that was actually my mistake, because usually you can get it to cut through twice. Okay, so here we go. So now it is actually cut through. This is a way to correct a mistake if you made one. Okay, so there you go. Those are the 2 card bases. I made it look harder than it actually was, but it's actually easy if you don't leave pieces of cardstock in your machine. Now, one little thing I need real quick is I need an extra piece of basic white, which I didn't have. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to do this card here first. So I want to create a little bit of a background for my butterfly to make it pop a little bit more. So I've taken a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and I'm going to take 2 butterflies right from the beautiful butterfly stamp set that's in the bundle. And we're going to take, this color here was Peach Pie, and we're going to take Peach Pie ink. And I'm just going to stamp a butterfly down here in the corner. And I'm going to also stamp one over here. These are just little accent butterflies that will like work in the background and make your butterfly pop just a little bit. So I'm just going to adhere this on here with a little bit of glue. Okay, so now my butterfly is going to pop a little bit. Then what we're going to do with both of these butterflies, we're going to take these little dots, and I just want to add them to both of the butterflies, just on the edges of each of the butterflies, like that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. This is peach pie on peach pie, just to give it just a tiny bit of an accent. Okay. Next we're going to, actually, let's not, oh yeah, we need to put this away because I'm going to do a darker color for the greeting. So next thing is we're going to grab 2 butterflies. Oh, and the other thing is, I wanted to show you one little thing. I wanted to show you how I got this body for the butterfly. So let's just bring in our Stampy cut and emboss machine just one more time real quick. We're going to bring this butterfly back in. I've cut a little piece of cardstock. This is a 3 by 1 inch piece. I'm just going to lay the butterfly with the cutting surface up, and I'm going to lay this piece right over top of the body here. And then I'm just going to run it through. I want to create a really big fat body. That there's other dies that have the antenna, but they're not big and fat, like that would match up with my entire butterfly. So I wanted to create something that would work a little bit better. And then we're going to grab scissors, which are right here. And what we'll do, I just start at the bottom and I cut up like this. I just match it. Okay, and I'll have to do one more here. And this I cut earlier. I had scraps of cardstock, so I just was using up scraps. This is Calypso Coral. I was just using up scraps of Calypso Coral and just placing them over the body. But if you don't have scraps, a 3 by 1 inch piece for the die cutting works really well. Throw all of this into the garbage. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. I cut these butterflies earlier, and I use this die right here, this really pretty die. When you're cutting them, I use the bouquet paper, and let me grab that. It's called Beautiful Bouquet paper, and it comes in 6 different double-sided patterns. So I used 5 of the patterns. The one I didn't use was this one because it had varying colors in it, and I just thought that I would just prefer to kind of have one solid color to work with. If you start by putting the butterfly in one corner and keep going around and putting them into the corners, you can get 4 butterflies out of one sheet of 6 by 6. Okay, so that's what I did. I cut a whole bunch of butterflies, and I could have done this on camera. A couple little things to note when you're doing this. If you grab a piece of wax paper and you crinkle it into a ball and rub it every few times that you're, before you're running it through, just rub it down and get some wax on there. That helps release all the little pieces. The other thing is the little shards, or the little, not shards, little pieces of paper sometimes they stick to your cutting plate. I just use either an old credit card, an old gift card, or a hotel key, those plastic ones, and I just use it to scrape my cutting plate and get the little pieces off. I had a system for doing it, and it actually was not too bad as far as detailed dies go. It didn't drive me crazy, and I had about 50 cards that I needed to do. So I've already cut all my butterflies. I still have some assembly left to do, but it didn't drive me crazy. Okay, so just put a little tiny bit of glue just on the body of your butterfly. And I'm going to bring this down. I want to kind of center this. So you're going to just have to kind of play with it. This butterfly does not match exactly with the bottom butterfly. This is an artistic look. So I do like it. So because it does kind of make everything pop. And then you're going to take the butterfly body and just add some glue to it. And then you're just going to line it up down here with the bottom, like this, like that. Okay, so I just need to add a greeting to this one, but this card's almost done. And this one is even simpler because we didn't have a background piece for that. So this one just goes on here and goes on here. And then you take their body. And add it on here. Just want to line it up. Okay, and then just one last thing. This die set comes with a little label and a big label. And since this was going to be a thank you card, I'm going to stamp So Thankful on here with Calypso Coral ink. We're using 2 colors of orange. Just make sure that that's actually clean. And the reason I put this on the block like this is so I can see my top and bottom edges when I'm stamping. I know it's a little bit crazy to do that, but it works better than if I would put it all the way along the length. I can see the corners, I can see my die shape really well, so that way I can take it and also center it really well. Okay, so thankful. All right, so now we're just going to take one of each of these and just glue it on top of here. And you know, you don't have to do the greeting across the body if that's not the look that you want, but for me, that I liked that added little piece to come across. So you can do whatever makes you happy. And of course, there's different greetings to choose from in the stamp set. So there we go. So just, there's a happy birthday, there's a for you. I think the hello might fit on the smaller label, but definitely the happy birthday would fit on the longer label, and the so thankful and the for you on the smaller label. So for you, you know, that would be your generic one to put on the outside, and then you could put time to celebrate, or in case you need me, I'm here. You could put a different greeting on the inside, or just your own written message. And so here you go. Here is the one that opens just like a little butterfly shape, and this one opens like this. Now, if you don't want to see the person's writing, like if you don't want to see your writing on here when the card is closed, you have 2 options. You could write on the back, or what I would do is maybe just outline this very lightly in pencil, and then you could use that as a guide of where to write your message, right? And so you'll see your pencil lines on the inside here, and then you would just write your message within the pencil lines, and then when the card is closed, you don't see your message underneath there. So that is what I would do, and I just love how this butterfly die makes it so easy to make these cards. This butterfly, the detailed one, you can get 4 out of a piece of 6x6, so that's super cool. And then, you know, you can make these in so many different colors. Of course, I did the oranges, and this one's a pink, and there's the blue and a yellow and a purple, and then all of these cards as well. And it's just super pretty. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and that that will help you make some of these beautiful thank you cards or birthday cards or whatever card you want to make. I will be back with a live video probably within the next couple of days. So I hope to see you during one of my live videos. Take care and bye for now.